Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're actually going to go ahead and review a fragrance from the house of Parfums Vintage. The fragrance we're touching on today is called Intrigo Devastante. Now, before I actually get into it, I got this fragrance sent to me from the company itself for the purposes of reviewing. So if you do not feel that I can be impartial, feel free to click away, no harm, no foul. But for everyone else, let's continue on. Now, the presentation of this is very similar to the other Parfums Vintage. Same thing with this. The main difference is obviously it says Intrigo Devastante on the front of it. But outside of that, you know, very similar to the others. Now, the House of Parfums Vintage, for those of you who don't know, is very famous for doing clones and interpretations of other famous fragrances out there. So when I got this fragrance, one of the first things that I wanted to do was actually see if I could guess what fragrance that this was trying to go after, because so far I don't think they've actually created their own truly unique one, but wanted to kind of figure out what that was. So I sprayed it on, and I'm smelling it, I'm like, man, I have smelled this scent before. I do not know what it is though. So unfortunately, I was not able to actually pick it out, had to actually look it up, and then I saw what somebody had posted on the Fragrantica page, and they said that it smelled like Dolce & Gabbana's By Man. I was like, that is it. And the reason why I had trouble placing it was simply because Dolce & Gabbana's By Man, and I have a picture of this one up, is something that I had, I had in my collection at one point. I know that it's, you know, it's a cult classic within the fragrance community. Everyone talks about it, you know, so much. A lot of people who do have it are just like, oh, this is the greatest fragrance. But when I got it, I was just like, yeah, it's kind of weird. You know, it kind of reminds me of this 80s powerhouse, if you will. But at the same time, you know, I can see why some people like it. It's got its thing, but this is not for me. So I got rid of it. And that's basically instantly what brought me to this. Now, when you spray this fragrance on, what you're gonna get is this mixture of iris, lavender, you get this peppery kind of mix that comes right up off the bat, and that's what assails you at first. And it's strong. It gives off this old school vibe. It's very strong. Now, as the fragrance kind of develops and such, you start to get more of the other notes like leather, woods, amber. All of that starts to come in, and it mixes to make this really powerful, very unique scent. One of the main problems that I had with this scent was I just could not figure out where to wear it. And that was where I kind of landed on with Dolce & Gabbana's By Man. That was one of the other reasons I actually got rid of it. This fragrance to me is a little bit harder to wear. It's a little bit harder to place. I would dare say call it a little bit dated. Now, the reason I think that is it's just so powerful and out there, and you know, not really fitting into a particular category. But I will say this, if you're a lover of those in your face scents, the scents that are just like out there, the scents that are just out there and in charge and don't really care what anyone says about them, this is probably going to be a scent that you're going to want to at least take a sniff at least take a look at, because it has those characteristics and it'll probably fit the mold of what you're looking for. Me, unfortunately, not really. So if I'm going to go ahead and give this scent a rating, I'm going to give this scent a rating 2.5 out of 5 stars. Now, again, I said my little bias in the beginning. It smells like Dolce & Gabbana's By Man. Or Dolce & Gabbana's By Nan. I did not like that fragrance at all. And, you know, this one reminded me of it. Of course, it's been a long time since I've actually smelled that fragrance, but you know, I still could not get behind this fragrance totally. It's not a bad fragrance. You know, again, 2.5 out of 5 stars is right down the middle to me. It can go either way. One thing I will mention is be careful with this. It can be headache inducing. So just be careful with the amount of sprays that you apply with this fragrance, and you should be good to go. But that's pretty much it. You know, I thought that it was an okay fragrance. It does not, to me, deserve a spot in my collection, but that's just me. If those kind of fragrances interest you, feel free to go ahead and give this one a check out. All right, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys. Take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great day.